Hi, this is Jo Dixon, and Jo has done some amazing volunteer work in the UK. And then when you heard about the war, you were very determined to come across here. So tell us why you decided to do that.
I'd taken a sabbatical from my job as a mental health nurse for 18 months, and I volunteer in a wildlife sanctuary back home. So I was doing more animal rights work in the UK, but this felt like really apposite now to come across while the animals were coming over from Ukraine, that they might need some more help here.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, really.
It was a really good time, and thank you so much for doing it, because I've heard nothing but absolute praise for you.
That's very kind.
No, I have. So tell me, what kind of things have you been doing here on a daily basis?
So the first couple of days I just was orientated to the environment, and then I sat with a couple of dogs while they had IV infusions, and Vengal was one of them, because Vengal's come over, as you probably know, from a sanctuary. The staff adopted him so he could have treatment for pancreatitis. So that was...
When you say sanctuary, what you mean is one of those awful big places.
Unregulated, massive amount of numbers, So the staff are amazing, they've kind of got their eyes everywhere, really. I've got into a natural routine. I help on the Betoni every morning, so as you know, about 100, 150 dogs, and we help with feeding, giving them water, poo picking, checking that they're okay, checking the bedding's okay. And then I was allocated about 8 or 9 dogs, as you know, a couple of blind dogs, so that we could just get them out a little bit more. So I've just been getting to know the dogs in the afternoon, and then just be available if anything else, you know, they need a bit of support.
I remember the other day you were here when some dogs came in, I think it was about 1 a.m, from Ukraine, wasn't it?
Yes, so that was a week ago. We had 32 animals, so there were 16 cats and 16 dogs. So it was a good experience for me, and I couldn't say no. I was really, really happy to help. The staff team were amazing. So all those 32 animals were checked. They had rabies jabs, they had flea collars put on, they were all fed, given water, and then settled. So we were finished about 2:30.
Wow.
They didn't realise that all the cats were unneutered. And so I sat with sort of 16 cats, and one cat was trying to kind of boss the other cats. A couple of cats were vulnerable, one cat had a broken leg, and they quickly realised that wasn't doable. So within 10 minutes they'd created a whole new cattery.
Wow.
And then just checked on the sexes and separated out the two sets of animals. So they're very responsive, see a problem, sort it out, nothing's any trouble for them.
And that partly answers my next question, which is, what is your impression of the Viva Poland Sanctuary?
The experience has been incredibly immersive. It's been challenging. I'm filthy every day. The staff team are incredible. So there's a dog psychologist, there's a lady who concentrates on adoptions, a lady who concentrates on fundraising. We have tech vets. There are pretty major surgeries that are done on site, so maybe dogs might have amputations on site. We might have a visiting surgeon. Animals are routinely castrated on site. I think the vets come a couple of times a week, so it's a complete kind of looking after the dog, sort of every aspect of their welfare, really. And then use vets, Warsaw specialist vets. So for the blind dog, hopefully he can have his cataracts checked by an ocular specialist fairly soon, and then see if he can have an operation. So it's just pulling in the whole team.
There's several hundred animals here now. I mean, obviously the sort of number of dogs and cats almost doubled overnight. You know, it's a slight exaggeration, but not much.
Yeah.
There's been a lot to cope with. How do you think the sanctuary has coped?
I think the sanctuary has coped really well. I think the issue is space. I had a really interesting conversation with the psychologist, and it's trying to place too many dogs in too few, they call these boxes, where their needs are more appropriately met. So if you have a reactive dog, in the best world, they would be next to quieter dogs. Or if you have a blind dog, you don't want him next to reactive dogs. So that's the challenge for the sanctuary, really. Yeah.
It is a big challenge, and obviously nobody knew that this awful war was going to happen. I've been really impressed in terms of how they've just shoved everything to one side to try and help in any way whatsoever that they can.
Absolutely.
And you're part of that help, so I just want to thank you so much for everything you do here in Poland, but also the amazing volunteer work you do in the UK as well. So thank you, Jo.
It's my pleasure.